Hello, my name is Marco Hulsewé. I'm the founder and CEO of Team on Corporate Finance. Today I would like to explain normalized EBITDA. Most of you might know that EBITDA is earning before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization, but very often in company decisions people talk about normalized EBITDA. What is normalized EBITDA? The idea of normalized EBITDA is to come to an average EBITDA over a longer period of time because that gives a good indication of the capacity to generate profits. To determine a normalized EBITDA for a company, we basically need three key variables. First variable is the time horizon. The second variable are external factors. And the third variable are corrections for, let's say, incorrect bookkeeping. Let's start with the time horizon. Why can time horizon be relevant? Well, if you have a company which is, for instance, in the commodity business, like the petrol industry, 1 year price can be very high, you make a lot of money. So you look at the EBITDA for that year, it is probably very high. Then over the following few years, the prices fluctuate, they go up and down, and each year the company sells approximately the same amount of petrol. However, their EBITDA varies per year because of the fluctuations of the petrol prices. So if you ask me what is the normal EBITDA of this company, with just 1 year, it's a time horizon, you cannot get a good answer. Normally, if you have a company that's in a business where there's a lot of ups and downs, prices, you tend to take a longer time period as time horizon. And this time horizon can be anywhere between 2 to 10 years to calculate an average EBITDA percentage. So it's important to take a time horizon that is relevant to the industry the company is in. The second variable are the external factors. Recently, we've had something called COVID for a few years. In some industries, COVID had a huge impact. Take, for instance, the hospitality industry. All of a sudden, tourism and flying around the world became very restricted. An ordinary hotel in any kind of big city, where they used to have an occupation rate of maybe 80 or up to 90%, suddenly dropped almost to zero, and some hotels even closed. In such case, if you look at the EBITDA, specifically the 2 years of COVID, you can see that they are completely irrelevant to the EBITDA of a normal year. So again, if you talk about normalizing EBITDA, we are considering external factors that could affect the business, in this case, COVID. And the third variable is, to say nicely, incorrect bookkeeping. This is a classical mistake, and sometimes it happens when family-owned companies are not very professional, not worried about the external world. Sometimes in order to lower the tax burden of a company, business owners put things in the bookkeeping that have nothing to do with the regular business of the company. For example, they buy a car, a sailing ship, or a holiday house, and they put that in the company bookkeeping. This has, of course, a fiscal risk, because if you purely look at the bookkeeping, you will see that the EBITDA that is lower than in reality. So what you need to do in such a case is identify all of the elements that have been put into the bookkeeping that are not linked to the actual activity of the business and take them out. And this way, you can get to the actual EBITDA again. To conclude, it's important to understand that EBITDA is an important measure for profitability, that you really have to go into the details to see if this is an industry where EBITDA can vary a lot from 1 year to the other. You also have to take relevant external factors into account that might have impacted the EBITDA but don't reflect the normal situation of this business, like COVID, for example, as we explained before. And lastly, you need to know that if the company has been doing proper bookkeeping. And that's a good approach to calculate the real normalized EBITDA of a company. Thank you very much for your time. I hope this was interesting for you. If you want to know anything more, please reach out to me via email or LinkedIn. And hopefully we get to know each other soon. Bye.